Alright, welcome back, folks, to another episode of Miniature Meals. Today, homemade pizza crust. So we're going to start off with 3 3/4 cups of all-purpose flour. Alright, and then sometimes I like to use an extra quarter cup just to keep it at almost 4 cups. So I'm going to go ahead and make it 4 cups of white flour. You could use a quarter cup of wheat flour if you like, but I'm not going to do that. And then after I add my flour, I'm going to go ahead and add 2.5 tablespoons of yeast. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and add my 2.5 teaspoons of yeast. This is fast-acting yeast. There's 1, there's 2. Go ahead and get my halfer going. There's my half. Then add some sugar. Alright, so that's a tablespoon of sugar. And then I'm also going to add salt as well. Now the reason why I add the sugar is because the yeast needs something to eat. So the sugar will help make the yeast fast-acting. So I'll take the sugar, pour it right over the top. And then I'm going to go ahead and add some salt, which is just a tablespoon. Nothing big, nothing fancy. Alright, so go ahead and pour that in there. Alright, now that that's all in there, what I'm going to do now, I'm going to put the lid on. So this is quick and simple. Put my lid on, go ahead and turn it. I'm going to add about 1.25 cups of hot water, about 110, 112 degrees. So it's going to get a little loud, but prepare yourself because here we go. Alright, now that I add my water, what I'm going to do next is add 2 tablespoons of olive oil right in there. Alright, there's 1. There's 2. Alright, I'm going to continue the mix. And then you're going to see it. I know you can kind of see it inside this. Go ahead and take a look for you. See how it's starting to, you see the olive oil in there? We're going to click it back over. Go ahead and pulsate it some more until it gets a nice ball shape. That should take about 10 to 35 seconds. Alright, you see that's it's doughy, but it's not tacky like I'm looking for. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the lid back on, add a little bit more water, not much, just a little bit. So we're going to put that back on. So here I have the dough, put a little bit of flour down. I'm going to go ahead and make sure mush it down a little bit so it's not as tacky as it was. So I gotta add a little flour. Nice ball shape. It's still a little tacky. That's okay. I'm gonna go ahead and put a little bit more flour on it. Mush it back in. Knead it a little bit to get the consistency that I'm looking for, which is right about there. That's perfect right there. So I'm gonna go ahead and fold it in. Alright, I'm going to oil a bowl, and I'm going to let this sit for about 1.5 hours, and then we're going to check it so that way the dough can rise and get ready for our pizza dough. Alright, so here I have my bowl. I'm going to go ahead and just spray it with some olive oil, or some avocado oil, and then put this right in the center. Give it a little stir, give it a little flip. That way it's oil all over, and then I'm going to cover it up. A little bit more oil. Looks good. I'm going to cover this up with saran wrap and let it sit for 1.5 hours. So as you can see, the dough ball pretty much doubled in size. With this, it's only been 30 minutes. We still got 1 hour left. And it will probably get about another 2-3 times bigger. Alright, so here we go. This has been 1.5 hours. Here's the dough. Now I'm going to take this out, I'm going to cut it in half, and I'm going to portion it to the kid size and the adult size. Alright, so now I have the dough, I'm going to go ahead and push it down. Oh, that looks good. Go ahead and get a little... Perfect. Alright. Now I'm going to go ahead and cut this in half. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to portion this for me and my wife, and then I'm going to portion some for the kids. All right, so each one of the kids' ones will be about 7 ounces, give or take. That's a little big. Okay. Okay. So each one of these for the kids is 7 ounces. So we're going to mix those in. And then spray theirs, the little container with oil, since it's separated. Then you give them each a ball. We're going to let this sit for another 15 to 20. Alright, so that way it has another chance to proof. Alright, fantastic. I'm going to go ahead and grab ours. I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to cover them back up with saran wrap. We'll let them sit, and they should be ready to go for portioning. Or not portioning, but stretch out and make pizza. Alright, so here I have the dough. It's been another 15 minutes. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to lay down some flour. I'm going to roll it out as thin as I can. And this one right here is going to be one of the pizza doughs for one of my boys. Now for me, what I end up doing is that I pre-bake it before I add any of the ingredients on. That way, it doesn't take that long to make their pizza. And that way they're not complaining that it's doughy, blah, blah, blah. So we pre-roll it. Put it on a sheet tray just like this. All right. I'm going to bake this for about 8 minutes on each side just to get the dough cooked. And I'll show you what that looks like when it's done. All right, so here this has been 5 minutes. I'm going to throw them. See, it's kind of brown right there. Exactly what I'm looking for. Get it pre-cooked. I'm going to throw these back in for another 5 minutes. And that way they're crispy on both sides. It makes it for an easier bake when we get to that point. Same with this last one here. See how perfect that is? Fantastic.